new era of personal coaching as a profession will require the mastery of coaching skills as well as therapeutic skills. In other words, a practitioner of the new era will need both the coaching and therapeutic skills under their belt, but also know what is the optimal combination of using these two groups of skills at any given time and stage in their work with the client, when to use one and when the other, and how to combine them in particular circumstances. Let me clarify this a bit more using the example of the gentle trauma release method here. When a client first comes to a GTR practitioner, we first focus on exploring how specifically their traumatized system is currently affecting them. We look at traumatic symptoms and how they present themselves. We do this by first taking the client through a well-being assessment and explore if their traumatization shows up as physical symptoms. For example, they can't sleep well, or they have chronic pain in their body. They may stutter or feel exhausted all the time without an apparent reason why. They can have emotional symptoms, such as intrusive thoughts that they're not able to stop. They can have panic attacks, phobias, mood swings, crying or sobbing episodes, feelings of overwhelm, toxic shame or guilt, or they can have cognitive/motivational symptoms, brain fog, a scattered mind, procrastination, feeling stuck or feeling like there's no point in trying. Often a client will have a combination of these symptoms. In gentle trauma release, we start our work with a client, any client, by exploring and really resolving the symptoms of their trauma, because no matter what the client's worldly goals are, or in what area of life they want to move forward in, they won't be able to do that while operating from a traumatized system stuck in the survival mode. So really, the first GTR sessions with any client focus on clearing their core traumatic memories, not on their outward goals per se. Those goals will come into play a little bit later when the client's emotional and mental well-being is in a better place because a critical chunk of trauma left their system. Now, the reason why I'm saying this is because during these first GTR sessions, the practitioner uses mostly therapeutic as opposed to coaching skills. The main objective of the first few sessions is to create a safe environment for the client where they begin to trust the practitioner and trust the process. Creating safety and trust towards the practitioner is achieved through therapeutic communication, therapeutic presence, where the practitioner communicates with the client in a validating, gentle, compassionate way, as opposed to, for example, challenging the client's limiting beliefs or views or figuring out what the next steps of action are, because that would require adding some more coaching skills into the mix. Challenging the client's limiting beliefs and figuring out their action steps will very likely be needed later. But in the beginning, we go heavy on affirming, validating therapeutic skills, because those are the skills that make it possible to create safety and trust in the relationship with the client. Then the other part is helping them trust the process. And in GTR, we have a specific methodology for that. Trust in the process in GTR is accomplished through facilitating powerful trauma release that is tangible and undeniable in those very few sessions. It gives them a knowing on a visceral level that trauma resolution is possible, that there is a solution to their problem. Simply put, safety and trust are the priority when we first begin to work with a client. And in order to be able to create trust and safety, we mostly use therapeutic skills or skills of therapeutic nature, knowing that wearing a coaching hat will come into play a bit later in the process, perhaps several sessions down the line. I'll go back to the map of empowerment for a moment. When a client resonates at the level of shame, guilt, or apathy, That is, when they're feeling worthless, embarrassed by their very being, wrong, guilty, helpless. You can probably appreciate that what needs to happen first and foremost is for them to start feeling like they can talk to you and trust you. And this begins with feeling like you understand how they feel and what's going on for them. They want you to believe their emotional experience without yet showing them the silver lining or giving them a pep talk or reframing. They might need to perhaps complain, doubt everything, vent vigorously, share their pain just for the sake of being listened to and believed by another human being. Only once there's enough safety and trust, it's then that they will be ready to move to grieving or challenging their fears or confronting their anger. I hope you can see how therapeutic skills would be needed at the disempowered levels of shame, guilt, or apathy, more so than the coaching skills.